What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday morning. Feeling positive today. Lots and lots to get into on this morning's show. So please make sure you smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We hit 5k subscribers yesterday, guys. Absolutely incredible. So massive shout outs to everybody in this community who is continuing to support the channel. Yeah, as always, we've got a huge show for you guys today. We've got so much to get into. We're going to be talking about Rasmus Hojlund, Harry Maguire, Mason Greenwood. We've got a story on him as well, which I know some of you will be interested in. We're going to be talking a bit about Johnny Evans. I know that was probably the weirdest transfer to ever talk about in the history of recent Manchester United times, but we will be talking a little bit about that. We've also got some news on Alex Telles, which I think quite a lot of you will like. Zion Suzuki, Malacia. We've got so much to get into on today's shows, guys. So do get involved in the comments section. Do drop a like on the video and let's get involved. Right, let's start off with some positivity. Why not? It's a Wednesday morning. Let's start off with a nice bit of positivity. So, in relation to Rasmus Hojlund, it looks like, as it stands, being reported by David Ormstein, that Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Rasmus Hojlund. Really, really positive. Rasmus Hojlund wants the move. He's obviously a boyhood Manchester United fan. He really, really wants to come to the club and play under Ten Hag. David Ornstein goes on to say that there is a gap in valuations, so it will take a bit of time, but PSG are also pursuing the deal. So as it stands, guys, Manchester United are holding talks with Atalanta over the Rasmus Hojlund deal. A bid is expected to go in of around 40 to 45 million pounds. Atalanta reportedly wants 60 million euros, which is about 50 million pounds. So I think we will get this one over the line. I am feeling confident about it. I think we'll end up somewhere around the 50 million pound mark, but do let me know in the comments section, how much do you think we'll end up paying for Rasmus Hojlund? I do think this whole Kolo Muani link is a bit of a smokescreen. If anybody missed the show last night, there was a couple of journalists, David Ornstein, I think Laurie Whitwell, coming out saying that Manchester United are also talking to Frankfurt over the signing of Kolo Muani. So as it stands, guys, we're talking to both Kolo Muani and Rasmus Hojlund at the moment, but the understanding is that we will only go for one. So it'll either be Rasmus or Kolo Muani. We did speak about this a little bit yesterday. I think I would go with Rasmus, though, to be honest. I think Rasmus is probably the best option in this current moment in time. Although I do like Kolo Muani as well. So as it stands, guys, Manchester United are in talks with Atalanta. Rasmus wants the move. Personal terms have been agreed since May, Fabrizio said. So I do just feel like this Kolo Muani links are just a negotiation tactic. So I'm not massively worried about that, to be completely honest with you. I do think we'll get Rasmus Hojlund, and I do think he'll be our next signing. Hopefully before the pre-season tour, but that seems very, very unlikely now. The pre-season tour, guys, kicks off on Saturday, but we fly to New York tomorrow. So just a really quick one as well, guys. We will be doing a watch along for the Manchester United Lyon game today. It kicks off at 2 p.m. UK time, so we'll probably go live about 1:30. So if you are wanting to get involved in that one, we'll be live from about 1:30 UK time today. So in regards to Rasmus, it does look like we're going to lodge a bid of around 40 to 45 million pounds plus add-ons, probably taking it somewhere towards 50 to 60 total package, which I think is fine. I'm happy with that. I've got absolutely no issue with that whatsoever. So yeah, I've kind of come to terms with it at the end of the day, guys. I've kind of gone past the whole, oh, we're overpaying. Like, we don't really have an option here anymore. We don't. Rasmus Hojlund, Kolo Muani, Gonzalo Ramos, they're all going to cost 60 million probably. Whether they're worth that or not is debatable, but that's not really up for us to decide, is it? That's up for Matt Hargreaves, the new chief negotiator, John Murta, Richard Arnold. They are the ones that need to make these decisions. Right, so yeah, but do let me know in the comment section, guys. What do you think about this news surrounding Rasmus Hojlund? How much is the maximum you'd be happy to pay? As I said, guys, for me, if we can get him for 50 million pounds, I'll be happy with that. Go and get the deal done. That'll take our net spend to about 145, 55 for Mason, say 50 for Rasmus, that's 105, and then 44 for Onana. So yeah, we'll be around 140, around 150 million pounds, which isn't too bad. It's not the best, but it will make do for now. We have got our first proper outgoing of the summer, guys. So we can confirm that Alex Telles has left Manchester United on a permanent deal. This came in late last night. I was asleep when it came in, so I didn't do a video. But It's coming from Fabrizio Romano, who is reporting that Alex Telles to Al Nassr. Here we go, done deal. Agreement ready after deal revealed earlier today. Manchester United, right, will only receive £4 million plus add-ons. I mean, that's not great, is it? 4 million plus add-ons. It is what it is. At the end of the day, guys, the thing you've got to remember, Alex Telles was on about £5 million a year at Manchester United. So yes, we've only got 4, like, for the sale of him. But that'll be all up front, okay? You've got to remember, the Saudi Arabian clubs, they pay for their transfers up front. They don't do it in installments. So we'll have received 4 million up front for Alex Telles, and then we also save 5 million in wages. So we're only making about £9 million from doing it, which is good. I think that's I think it's okay. Like, he was never going to get any game time at Manchester United, I don't think. He never was going to get in front of Luke Shaw. So yeah. 4 million, I'll take it. And the story does get a little bit more interesting as well. Fabrizio says that all of the other proposals for Alex Telles were for free transfers. Okay, so the only club in world football that were willing to pay for Alex Telles was Al Nassr. Every other single club wanted him either on loan or for free. So when you look at it like that, I think we've done all right. We've got 4 million. Yes, it could have been more, but I'd rather get 4 million than nothing. So I will take it. Do let me know in the comments section, guys. Are you happy that Alex Telles has left the club? I think it's good. I personally think it's good. I don't really care. 4 million's better than no million, isn't it? And as I just said, Fabrizio reported that every other single club that inquired for Alex Telles either wanted him on loan, which means we have to pay half the wages, or for free. So yeah, for me personally, £4 million, I take it. But yeah, let's have a quick look. Right, we've got over 300 people in the chat already today, guys. Absolutely incredible. Make sure you all smash a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Yeah, just to be clear, Alex Telles isn't a bad player. I do quite like him, but I just don't think he's ever going to get in the Manchester United side. Yeah, he obviously just won the Europa League, didn't he? Sevilla beat us. And he was quite pivotal in that tournament, wasn't he? I think did he play in the final? I think he did. I think he played in the final. I know he played against us when we played him. So yeah, anyway, Alex Telles is gone. That's definitely the right decision. I'm happy he's left the club. We definitely need to see more people leave in the next couple of weeks, though. We need people like Dean Henderson to go. We need Eric Bailly to go. All of these people need to leave in the next couple of weeks, because even if we don't get massive fees for them, it does clear up our wage budget. 5 million off the wages and Alex Telles, I'll take that, you know? I know the fee isn't huge, but 4 million plus 5 million off the wage bill is pretty much, what, £9 million? I'll take it. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Do let me know in the comments section, guys, if you think that deal was fair. I think it's fine. I'm happy with it. Yeah, somebody said in the chat he did play in the Europa League final, so he just won the Europa League. I wish him all the best. I think we only paid about 12 million from him in the first place, so it's not too bad. There is a bit of a story coming out around, whilst we're talking about left backs, I wanted to bring this into the show, because there is a bit of a concern. Malacia has apparently picked up an injury, which means he will not be involved in the pre-season tour of America. So Malacia is not going to America, guys. That has just been confirmed. We're not sure exactly what the injury is at this stage, but obviously that is a worry, that he's not going to be going on that plane to America. I do think that this gives a chance, though, for Alvaro Fernandez. If anybody is unaware of Alvaro Fernandez, he is a very, very young, I believe he's Spanish. Yeah, he's Spanish, a Spanish left back. He's just turned 20 years of age. He's obviously come through the youth academy. Very, very good player. A lot of people who I'm kind of friends with who watch the youth team say that he's like, out of all the youth players, he's one of the ones they think will break through. So the guy's name's Alvaro Fernandez. He's a left back. So maybe this gives him an opportunity. As I just said, guys, Malacia has been ruled out of the USA Tour due to injury, but we do have backup in that position. We've got, obviously, Dalot can play at left back, and we've also got this Alvaro Fernandez guy who is, yeah, really, really promising. He was out on loan last season at Preston, I believe. He came from the Real Madrid Youth Academy, and we signed him in... when did we sign him? We signed him in 2020. So we've had him at the club for about 3 years. He came through the Real Madrid Youth Academy. Lots of people I know who watch the under-21 say he's a really, really good player. So, yeah, I would like to see him get some more game time. And maybe now that Malacia is injured, it does give the opportunity. I completely forgot about Brandon Williams as well. I mean, Brandon Williams definitely has to leave the club, doesn't he, guys? Like, I would much rather see... I'd much rather see this Alvaro Fernandez guy than Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams is on like really high wage as well. I remember someone telling me, I think it's about 50 grand a week. Yeah, Brandon Williams, wow. I mean, this just sums it up. Brandon Williams is on 65 grand a week. Crazy money. 65 grand a week for Brandon Williams. Absolutely mental. That's probably why nobody wants to buy him, because who's going to pay Brandon Williams 65 grand a week? You know, people say, oh, Alanga's not very good, get rid of Alanga. Guys, Alanga's on 5 grand a week. Like, Diallo's on 28 grand a week. Palestri's on 20 grand a week. And Brandon Williams is on 65. So there's all these kind of youngish players, you know, we're like, oh, get rid of Alanga. But he's only on 5 grand a week. 260 grand a year we pay him. Yeah, so Brandon Williams needs to go. We need to get him out of the club 100%. Obviously, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes on to do good things somewhere else, but I don't think he is the quality we require at this moment in time. And now that we've got this Alvaro Fernandez guy, who, as I said, is really, really highly rated. A lot of people I know who watch the youth academy every single week say like he is the one player that they think he's going to break through. So, yeah. Just a reminder, guys, we will be doing the watch along today. We'll be live from about 1:30. We have got the team news as well for this afternoon's game. We did do a preview last night, so if anybody missed that, go back and check it out. But I will go through the team news with you all for the game today. If anybody's unaware, we play Lyon again in Edinburgh today. Obviously, it's a pre-season match, so yeah, make of it what you will. But we have got the confirmed team news for this, guys. So give me 1 minute and I will read it out. Everyone go and smash a like on the video whilst I read this out. So this is the travelling squad for the Lyon match today. So goalkeeper-wise, we've got Bishop, Harrison and Kovar. Defenders, Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans is in the squad, guys. So Johnny Evans will feature today against Lyon. Johnny Evans, Alvaro Fernandez, who we were just talking about, Will Fish, Gerardo, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams. Midfielders, we've got Fred, Hannibal, Hansen, Kobe Mainu, Mason Mount, Donny van der Beek. So Donny van der Beek's back, guys. That's really positive because obviously Donny was injured. So Donny is back in the squad, guys. So that's good. That means that if we are going to sell him, at least he's fit again and, you know, we can sell him now. And then in the forward positions, we've got Amad Diallo. Anthony's back. There was people in the chat saying, what's going on with Anthony? Is he not going to play for us again? You know, people getting... Well, Anthony is back in the squad, guys. So I don't know what all the worry is about. Anthony's there. Emeran, the guy who got the assist and the goal last week against Leeds. Amari Forson, Joe Hugel and Jadon Sancho. So all of the kind of Rashfords, the Casemiros and all the rest of it aren't there yet. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one, guys. But we will, of course, be doing a watch along for that. So if you are interested in that one, then of course I would love it for you guys to join us. It will only be our second watch along on the channel. So yeah, if you are interested in that, we'll be live from about 1:30 p.m. UK time. The kickoff is 2 p.m. So yeah, hopefully see some of you guys there. Right, let's move on to the next story. Now, I know that this topic gets mixed opinions. Everybody has an opinion on this one, okay? Which is fine if you respect other people's opinions, then I have no issue with people having differing opinions, okay? So Laurie Whitwell is reporting the following. This is about Mason Greenwood, okay? Manchester United will not include Mason Greenwood in the pre-season tour of the United States. United's internal investigation is still ongoing, and a decision is made. And until a decision is made, he will stay away from training. So, yeah, as it stands, guys, Mason Greenwood will not be going on the pre-season tour, and they're still doing this internal investigation, whatever that means. So anybody who's saying they thinks Mason's going to play this season, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. You know, if he was, he'd be involved in this pre-season tour. They can't just throw him back in at the deep end with no game time whatsoever. So I know some people in the chat want Mason Greenwood, some people don't. I've given my opinion on it before, which I'm not going to bring up again because I don't think it's essential. But yeah, Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic is reporting that Mason Greenwood will not be going on the pre-season tour, and Manchester United are still doing the internal investigation into him. And until that investigation is kind of sorted, there won't be a decision made, guys. So yeah, all of you who want him in, that's the latest on it. Mason Greenwood almost certainly will not be playing for Manchester United next season. We don't know what's going to happen to him. We don't at this point. It's all kind of hearsay. Obviously, he's just had a child, hasn't he? So we are expecting that he'll want to stay in the UK. That's what's being reported. That he won't want to go on loan to somewhere else. So we will have to just keep an eye on that one, guys. But anybody who keeps asking me, because every single chat you get people saying, "What's going on with Mason Greenwood? Bring him back. Why is he not playing? Blah blah blah." Well, he's not going to America, guys. So he's not going to play next season. They can't just throw him in at the deep end. So yeah, that's the latest on Mason Greenwood. He will not be travelling with the rest of the team to the United States. So yeah, you can all but rule out he won't be involved with Manchester United next season. Maybe he'll go out on loan. We honestly don't know at this point. We don't. But yeah, that's the situation. I know loads of you keep asking me about Mason, so I thought I'd bring it into the chat really, really quickly. Martial is still injured. Somebody's asking me about Anthony Martial in the chat. Martial will not be traveling to the Tour of America. He's injured still. I think he's injured for about another 3 or 4 weeks, guys. Anthony Martial. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I actually like Martial. He's just made of glass, isn't he? I feel kind of bad for him. I know he's on 250 grand a week, so I shouldn't feel bad for him, but I honestly think, like, Anthony Martial's, I don't want to be dramatic, but I feel like if he carries on the way as he is, his career is probably over, because he's just injured all the time, and nobody's going to want to sign him, even as a free agent. It's such a risk, you know, paying him 200 grand a week to just be injured all the time. It not only takes up resources in money, but it also takes up time in the medical staff, all the rest of it. Like, did you see after the League Cup, when we won the League Cup, guys? Did you see Martial when he did his post, like, oh, I'm so happy we won the League Cup? It was him and the medical team. I mean, you literally couldn't make it up. His post, and now, you know, celebrating that they'd won the League Cup, was him with all the medical team. I mean, yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it? Right, anyway, let's move on to the next topic, guys. Let's talk about Zion Suzuki really, really quickly. Oh yeah, just on a positivity, one really quick bit of positivity, guys. Onana landed in Manchester last night, okay? The medical will be today, so hopefully we get to see Onana in that beautiful Manchester United shirt by the end of today. But yeah, there was a video circulating that was on, I think Fabrizio retweeted it, and it was Onana boarding a private jet about 10 p.m. last night to the UK. So he is now in the UK, guys. Onana will do his medical today and will become a Manchester United player. So very, very positive. I can't wait to see him. We don't know at this point whether he's going to go to America. Let's hope he does. I can't imagine he'll be on the plane tomorrow, to be completely honest with you. So maybe he'll find his own way there. You know, he'll get his own private jet there. The team leaves for America tomorrow, guys, from Edinburgh. And obviously Onana is in England. So I don't know at this point. Let's just keep our fingers and toes crossed that Onana is on that plane to go to America. If everybody who's just joined can smash a like on the video, that would be really, really appreciated. And we are less than 30 subscribers away from 5,100. So let's see if we can hit that by the end of the video, guys. If everyone goes and subscribes now, we will achieve that by the end of the video. And I will read out some of your questions in the second half. So if you have a question, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, just put the letter Q, the letter Q, and then your message, and I will I'll read them out in a little bit, okay? Right, so we've gone from a bit of positivity around Onana. He will become a Manchester United player today. Let's talk about the backup goalkeeper situation. So there's another story coming out that Manchester United do want to sign Zion Suzuki as their backup goalkeeper. He will play for the first team. United have agreed personal terms with Suzuki, and negotiations are underway with Urawa Red. So it looks like Zion Suzuki will become the new Manchester United backup goalkeeper, which obviously then paves the way for Dean Henderson to leave and Tom Heaton to leave. So guys, I think it's really positive. It's a whole new wave of goalkeepers at Manchester United. And I think what it will be next season, guys, I think it will be Onana number one. And then I think the second and third choice goalkeeper will be Zion Suzuki and Matej Kovar, which I'm really, really happy about. Like, there's not really any point in having Tom Heaton as the third choice goalkeeper. He wants to move to Luton. Luton will give him first team football. I would let Tom Heaton go to Luton out of respect. Let him go there. Let him get some game time. We bring in two young goalkeepers. Obviously, Matej Kovar is already at the club. He looks really, really good. And then we also have Zion Suzuki. So, yeah, really, really positive. It looks like we will get this one over the line. Guys, to be honest with you, I don't know why Matej Kovar isn't the backup. I don't know, to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to pretend I do. But what I do know, Zion Suzuki's player profile is very, very similar to Onana. So maybe that's why. Maybe Matej Kovar isn't as good with his feet. I honestly don't know, to be completely honest with you guys. I know that Zion Suzuki, from what I've seen of him, is almost like a 20-year-old younger model of Onana. Whereas Matej Kovar, I'm not really too sure. I haven't watched that much of him. So we will have to... we will have to keep an eye on that one. But it does look like he will come into the club, guys. Zion Suzuki, it will be around £5 million. And at the moment, Tom Heaton's move to Luton, who've just got promoted, has been blocked until we bring in this backup. So as soon as we bring in this backup, we will let Tom Heaton go to Luton, which I want. I really want him to get that move. I do, because for a goalkeeper of his age to be the first choice goalkeeper in a Premier League club, like that's amazing. Like he's never going to get any game time at Manchester United, Tom Heaton, and like he's 37 years of age. Let him go to Luton, let him get some game time, and that could be a great end to his career. So that looks like what's going to happen in the goalkeeper situation, guys. But do let me know in the comments section. Would you prefer to have Matish Kovar or Zion Suzuki as the backup goalkeeper, or if you don't care, then yeah. People are asking about Onana. Yes, Onana has landed in the UK. There was footage of him boarding a private jet from Milan Airport last night. So yeah, he will be in the UK, guys. I think he's having his medical in Birmingham, I read. So yeah. Anyway, we've got a bit of a story coming in about Harry Maguire here, guys. Let's move over to Harry Maguire. So we've got some quotes coming out from Wayne Rooney about Harry Maguire. This has literally just come out in the last couple of seconds, so I'm just reading this at the same time as you, right? So Wayne Rooney says the following: to have the armband taken off you, how does he move forward with the club? That shows the manager really doesn't believe in him. It leaves Harry to think on what he does moving forward. The manager has shown that Harry Maguire is not part of the plans. Wow. I mean, literally, Wayne Rooney's just thrown him under the bus, hasn't he, there? So yeah, if anybody just missed that, Wayne Rooney's come out pretty much saying that, Harry Maguire has been removed as the captain, and it clearly shows that he doesn't want him at the club. Wow. But yeah, let's talk about Harry Maguire really, really quickly, guys. So, Harry Maguire, this is where we stand at the moment. West Ham put in a loan with an obligation to buy type bid, which was rejected by Manchester United. Manchester United only want a full sale. They don't want to do a loan. They don't want to do etc. etc. But there is a bit of a twist in the tale. Chelsea are reportedly now interested in Harry Maguire. If anybody missed the show last night, some really sad news. I know he's not one of our players, but I don't wish injury on any player, no matter if it's for a rival. So Fofana, Chelsea centre-back, they paid 80 million euros for him from Leicester. He has just suffered another ACL injury. If anybody doesn't remember this guy, he used to play for Leicester. He's about 21 years of age, right? He had an ACL, I think 2 years ago. And then Chelsea bought him as soon as he recovered, right? He's only like 21, 22, this guy. He had an ACL, he came back, Chelsea bought him for 80 million euros, and now he's just got another ACL. So he's had 2 ACLs in the space of like 1 year. Most players who have an ACL like hardly ever recover from it, or if they do, they never come back the same player. It's pretty much the most serious injury you can get in world football, and unfortunately for Fofana, he's got it. But coming back to the relevancy of this point, because of this, Chelsea need a centre-back. They need somebody to fill in Fofana's position, right? ACL is a minimum 6 months, best case scenario. So he'll be out for the whole season. That's why Harry Maguire is now coming into the discussion. So it does look like Chelsea are interested in Harry Maguire. This was coming out from a couple of journalists in the UK last night. Obviously, yeah, it's really, really sad that Fofana's had these 2 ACLs. Like that's absolutely horrible, isn't it? And the fact that Chelsea paid £80 million for him. Someone said he's had 3. Wow, I thought it was 2, but still, my point here is, guys, an ACL injury is literally the worst injury I think you can get. It's an absolute nightmare for the player. I think they paid 80 million euros for him, but yeah, he's 22 years of age. Yeah, that's right. He's had 3 ACLs and he's only 22 years of age. I mean, that's so bad, isn't it? But anyway, it does look like Chelsea are now in the race for Harry Maguire. Obviously, Chelsea, they have the money. They could pay a fee, and the wages won't be an issue. Harry's on 240 grand a week now at Manchester United, so Chelsea can comfortably pay that. I think their highest earning player is about 400 grand a week, so there is absolutely no issue with Chelsea and the wages. Reece James on 250, Ben Chilwell on 200, yeah, so they can easily pay Harry Maguire his 200 grand a week, no issue whatsoever. So that's one to keep an eye on. Chelsea will be re-entering the market for a centre-back in the coming days because ultimately Fofana's injured. He was probably their best centre-back, him and Levi Colwill. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, I wish that Harry Maguire does this, because I think Harry Maguire and Levi Colwill, who I'm not sure if you guys know, but he's a 20-year-old English centre-back. He looks unbelievable, this Levi Colwill guy. Absolutely unbelievable. But if I'm Harry Maguire, I'm going to be sat there thinking, well, if I join Chelsea and my partnership is me and Levi Colwill, who's also English, maybe that's the partnership for the Euros. So next summer, obviously, is the Euros, the international tournament, and ultimately Harry Maguire needs to get his move now, because if he doesn't get his move, then he's not going to play in the Euros. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Harry. I'm not in this kind of I'm going to slag off Harry Maguire all the time club. I think that's pointless. I don't think negativity to I don't think negativity towards players is like nasty negativity. I don't really see the point in it, guys. It doesn't really get us anywhere. So yeah, I wish Harry Maguire all the best. I hope he does go to Chelsea. I think it'll be a good move for him. It'll be good for Manchester United. And we've now got Johnny Evans as the 5th choice. We've got over 600 people in the chat today, guys. Absolutely incredible. Everybody, please go and quickly smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. We're live at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. UK time every single day, so do get involved in the community. We've got a really, really nice community today. And we have got Billy Marsh in the chat. If anybody doesn't know who Billy Marsh is, he's a Liverpool fan who, for some reason, has nothing better to do than to join the show he comes every couple of days, Billy Marsh. I find it quite entertaining, but I also find it a little bit weird, I'm not going to lie. I have no problem with him being here whatsoever. But yeah, every couple of days, Billy Marsh joins the chat. He's a Liverpool fan. We have a bit of banter, and then he usually leaves. So yeah, welcome, Billy Marsh. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to all the regulars as well. All the moderators, all the members. Hope everyone is doing well today. Yeah, just a really quick one as well, guys. If you want to join the members club, I think it's like $2.99 per month. It really helps support the channel. You can hit the $sign in the chat, or if you want to gift a membership to somebody else in the chat or do a super chat, all of those things are available there for you to do. So if you are in a position to do that, then please do help if you can. If not, just please like, subscribe. Anything you can do, obviously, is always appreciated. Anyway, let's move on to the next story whilst Billy Marsh carries on piping up in the chat. So we've got a bit of a story coming in about Kim Min-jae. I know loads of you in the chat were really, really excited about Kim Min-jae, me included. I thought that he would be the perfect replacement for Harry Maguire. But unfortunately, Kim Min-jae has now confirmed, it's been confirmed that Kim Min-jae has signed for Bayern Munich. So Kim Min-jae is officially a Bayern Munich player. We will definitely not be signing Kim Min-jae, guys. It was a nice idea, wasn't it? It really was. I really did like the idea of signing Kim Min-jae, but unfortunately, guys, he's gone to Bayern Munich. They got in there quicker than us. Yeah. So, yeah, what does everybody think about that, guys? Are you upset about Kim Min-jae? I am a little bit, but it is what it is, isn't it? We've got Johnny Evans now, guys. Why? We don't need Kim Min-jae. We've got Johnny Evans. But yeah, as well, guys, I will read out some of your questions in the second half of the show. So do get your questions in. Make sure you put the letter Q in front of your message, and then I will read it out. Right, let's move on with the rest of the show, though. Obviously, yeah, the Kim Min-jae thing. So we've got some quotes coming in from Andre Onana, guys. Andre Onana has spoken for the first time. Honestly, these quotes already. Right, so brace yourselves for this, guys. These are the first words from Andre Onana about coming to Manchester United. So he says, I really want to start this new experience, exciting, and with a coach who is a master for me. Obviously talking about Ten Hag. I am a person who always wants new challenges. Playing in the Premier League and for a club like United is irresistible. I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear, isn't it? Andre Onana has spoken for the first time ahead of his move to Manchester United. And those are the exact words we want. He's coming because he wants to play for Manchester United and he wants to play for, what's he called? Ten Hag. So yeah, really, really excited to see Onana in that Manchester United shirt. I'm not sure when. I hope it gets announced today, guys. As I said, he has officially landed in the UK. Onana will do his medical today. I believe it's in Birmingham. You're probably saying, Kieran, why the hell is he in Birmingham? But the thing you've got to remember is all of the Manchester United players, all of the Manchester United staff are in Edinburgh at the moment for the pre-season match against Lyon. So there's no point in him travelling to Manchester because there's no one there. So I believe he's doing his medical in Birmingham today, and let's hope that he gets on that plane tomorrow to go to America. We will be doing a watch along for the Arsenal game on Saturday as well, guys. It's at about 10 p.m. So we will be doing that one as well. We will be doing all of the watch alongs this season. So if you do like the watch alongs, you do like those types of things, do make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got another couple of words coming out from Onana. He says, personally, I hope to win the Champions League with Manchester United. So Onana's goal for coming to Manchester United is to win the Champions League. That's what he's saying. I mean, I like the sound of that. Imagine if we win the Champions League, guys. Like, it's been so long, hasn't it? I don't even know what I'll do. Like, even if we win the Premier League, I don't know what we'll do. I know people will say, oh, how the mighty have fallen and all the rest of it. But, you know, yeah. I've got a good question for you, actually, guys. All right, let me ask you this. Do get involved in the comment section. How many years do you think it will be before, one, we win the Premier League, and two, before we win the Champions League? Let me know in the comment section. Answer both of them. How many years it will take us to win the Premier League, and how many years it will take to win the Champions League. For the Premier League, I'm going to go with... I reckon we'll win the Premier League in the next 3 years, guys. I think Ten Hag will win us the Premier League in the next 3 years. And the Champions League, I think within the next 10 years, I think. But do let me know in the comments section how many you think. We've got over 650 people watching this morning, guys. Absolutely incredible. Massive shout outs to everybody. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and please make sure to smash a like on the video. Let's see how many likes we can end up with on the end of this video. We've got, I think our record was like 400, guys. So let's see what we can do by the end of this. But let's move on to the next story. I don't know if the Liverpool fan's still in the chat. It seems like he is. I don't have a massive issue with him being there as long as he doesn't say anything abusive. I have no issue with I have no issue with a fan of a rival channel being in the chat if that's how they want to spend their Wednesday morning. That's completely up to them. It's a free world at the end of the day. Right, so we've got some people saying 3 years for Prem, 6 years for Champions League. Right, we've got a couple of questions coming in which I'll read really quickly. So someone says, would you happily finish outside the top 4 this season if we won the Champions League? That's a great question. I will echo that back to the chat, and I'm going to start a poll in a minute as well. Right, I'm going to start a poll. 1 second, guys. Give me a sec. Just getting a poll going for you guys, all right? So the question is, which was inspired by someone in the chat, which trophy do you want to win first if you can only pick one, the Premier League or the Champions League? I'm personally going with... That is a difficult question. That's probably the most difficult question I've ever asked on this channel. So do let me know in the comments section what your reasons are for it. I would probably go with the Premier League, I think. Yeah, I'm going with the Premier League. I would rather us win the Premier League than the Champions League at this point. At this point in our current kind of stage, I think us winning the Premier League would be a bigger statement than winning the Champions League. At the end of the day, guys, the Premier League is a 38-game season, isn't it? You play Manchester City twice, you play Liverpool twice, you play Arsenal twice. If you think I'm talking rubbish here, that's obviously up to you, but I do think over 38 games, winning the Premier League is more difficult than winning the Champions League. Because what the Champions League is 6 group games and then maybe 6 knockout games, so it's only 12 matches. I know the opponents are all really difficult, but I would go with the Premier League. I think the Premier League is more difficult. Right, do get some of your questions in as well, guys. I will read out some questions in a minute. Thank you for whoever it was in the chat who encouraged me to ask that one. Yeah, quite a few people saying Premier League. Yeah, it is a hard question though, guys. It is a hard question, and I think it's quite a good one to do on the show today. Right. Hopefully we get the pictures of Onana in the Manchester United shirt today, guys. I really hope that happens. And hopefully we get some more news coming out about the about Maguire leaving. Like, that's what we need to hear today. Just on the centre-back situation, I wanted to bring this up really quickly. So, for anybody who missed the news yesterday, the most weirdest news of the transfer window, obviously Johnny Evans has signed for Manchester United on a short-term deal. Now, loads of people in the chat after we did the video were saying, don't worry, it's only going to be a couple of months. Like, don't worry, he's not staying for long. 2 or 3 different journalists, The Telegraph, The Times, TalkSport, and another one, are all saying that Manchester United are not ruling out a longer contract for Johnny Evans. So, as it stands, guys, he's impressed Ten Hag in training. He's given him a short-term contract, and they're not ruling out the prospect of a long-term contract. So, yeah, how does everybody feel about that? Would you give Johnny Evans a longer contract than what he's currently going to get? I would. If it means getting rid of Harry Maguire, I'd get rid of him. I would. I'd get rid of Harry Maguire and I'd give him a slightly longer contract. You know, what's the worst that's going to happen? He's going to be 5th choice centre-back. He's going to sit on the bench. He's got experience. He's won 3 Premier Leagues. He's won a Champions League with Manchester United. I would much rather see Johnny Evans on the bench than Harry Maguire. And he'll be on a fraction of the wages that Harry Maguire's on as well. So I would definitely keep him. Kurt, someone says, who pays the wages of players when they're injured? When players are injured, the club has to pay the wages. That's just how it works, unfortunately. We're going to talk about Amrabat in a minute, actually, guys. Should we talk about Amrabat now? Yeah, let's talk about Amrabat. So there's a story coming out from a couple of different journalists in the UK saying that Amrabat is desperate. That was the exact word they used. Desperate to join Manchester United. So how does everybody think about that? Amrabat is reportedly desperate to join Manchester United. As I've said to you guys before, I would absolutely love to see Amrabat at Manchester United. I really, really would. And the fact that he's pushing for this move, he wants to come and play Champions League football. He wants to play for Manchester United. He wants to reunite with Erik ten Hag. All of the things are making me say, yes, get Amrabat in at all costs. Get rid of Fred. Get rid of Donny van der Beek. Bring in Amrabat. That's what we need to happen, guys. We really, really do. If we get Rasmus Hojlund done this week, or at least the deal in principle, something like that, and then we get Amrabat done next week, I will be so, so happy. I really, really will. So, yeah, I honestly would rate those 4 signings, Mount, Onana, Amrabat, and Rasmus Hojlund, like a 7 or 8 out of 10 overall. I think that's really, really solid. But let me know in the comments section, guys. If we sign this summer, Mason Mount, Onana, Rasmus Hojlund, and Amrabat, what would you rate that out of 10? Just on the ingoings. So, what would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? I would go like 8, I reckon. Right. Yeah, so we will be doing the pre-season watch-along later on, guys, at about 1:30 p.m. UK time. So if you do want to do the watch-along with us, we will be here. I can see a few people in the chat asking about that. So yeah, we will be here. Right, let's read out a few of your questions now. Let's get some questions in. So some people are saying 8 out of 10. Some people are saying 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think 8 out of 10 for those 4 players. I think it's a solid window. But what's going to make our window, what's going to define our window is the outgoings. If Harry Maguire goes, Telles, Bailly, Alanga, Donny, Fred, if all of these people leave the club, then I think we could have a really solid window. If we just sign those 4 players and I still see Harry Maguire here next season, I still see Eric Bailly and Telles. I mean, Telles is gone, so that's a stupid point. But you know what I mean. We need to it's just as important to get rid of players as it is to sign people, in my opinion. But do let me know in the comments section. Someone says Harry Maguire is better than Johnny Evans. Let me just be clear with this, guys, all right? I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying that Johnny Evans is a better player than Harry Maguire. But if you actually look at it in the big picture, Johnny Evans, right, is going to be 5th choice centre-back, the same as Harry Maguire. Johnny Evans will probably be on about 1/5 of what Harry Maguire is on. Johnny Evans is probably going to barely play. He'll probably play 10 matches all season, the same as Harry Maguire did. Johnny Evans has won 3 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, and multiple League Cups and FA Cups. He knows what it means to be a Manchester United player. He played under the greatest manager of all time. I would 100% rather have Johnny Evans as our 5th choice centre-back, when you consider all of those things I just mentioned, than have Harry Maguire on 250 grand a week saying he doesn't need to prove himself, walking around like he's prime Maldini when really all he's won in his career is a League Cup and got relegated God knows how many times. Now, I know I don't go in on people on this channel, but that's my take on it, you know? He does walk around like he's prime Maldini, doesn't he, in the press conferences? So, you know, you can only give opinions on how people act. If he was a silent mouse every single game, you know, he said, I need to prove myself, I need to get better, you know, I know what's expected of me at Manchester United, blah, 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 then I wouldn't be saying what I am. But honestly, he walks around like he's prime Maldini, whereas he literally is as, you know, Johnny Evans was a better player in his prime, 100%. Anyway, let's move on from that. The same person who said that before is saying that Amrabat he says Amrabat is no better than Fred. What does everybody think about that? Let me know in the comments section. Somebody thinks Amrabat is no better than Fred. I mean, to begin with, they're 2 completely different players. Amrabat is a defensive midfielder. I'm not really sure what Fred is, to be completely honest with you. He's not very good at defending. He's all right at passing, I guess. Not really, though. Like, I honestly don't really know what Fred is. Like, what is Fred? Is he an attacking midfielder? I honestly don't know. But yeah, I don't really think we can compare Amrabat and Fred because they're 2 different styles of players. Amrabat is a defensive midfielder, guys. That's what we need. We need a defensive midfielder. Fred isn't a defensive midfielder. So that's why it makes sense to let him go. And if we can get like 15, 20 million for him, then happy days, sell Fred. Right. Anyway, we've got some more quotes coming out from Wayne Rooney. So it looks like Wayne Rooney's been a busy man today. So he's talking about Mason Greenwood. So I'll read this one out for you really, really quickly. Wayne Rooney says, Mason Greenwood needs to start playing football again. It's been a long time. It's a difficult situation for Mason, but also for the club. You have to make sure it's the right decision, and it looks like they have a really hard time making that decision. I mean, come on, Wayne. Have you not got anything better to say? Like, that's just... What's this? Hold on, there's something coming in. All right. Yeah. Whenever you see things about the takeover, it looks like it's like a legit link, doesn't it? And you click on it. You click on it, and then it's just like literally some trash link. It had like Anyway, let's not talk about that. There was a link on Twitter that popped up, and I thought it was some big news about the takeover, and I clicked on it, and it was just a load of rubbish. Anyway, someone says, "Are you happy with 4 million for Tellez?" Yeah, I'm happy with that. I really, really am. Yeah, 4 million and 5 million off the wages. Happy days. Right. Someone says, does Donny travel with the squad indicate that he could still be in Ten Hag's plans? At minimum, it shows nobody else has showed interest in him so far. Yeah, so if anybody missed the team news, Donny van de Beek has travelled to Edinburgh for the pre-season match against Lyon today, which we will be doing a watch-along for. Yeah, I'm not really sure if it means he's staying, guys. At the end of the day, Donny van de Beek's been injured, so yeah, I don't know. If he goes on that plane to America tomorrow, then maybe that's a concern. But at the end of the day, guys, people can leave the tour. Just because he flies to America doesn't mean that he's staying at the club. That's what you guys have got to remember. But yeah, I do think Donny van de Beek will leave. I do. We spoke about him multiple times before. There were about 6 or 7 different clubs who were reportedly interested in him all around Europe. I think Donny van de Beek will get his move. I think he'll probably go to maybe somewhere in Italy. I think he'd suit the Italian kind of style of football. You know, maybe I don't really know, but yeah, I think Italian football might suit him better. Maybe even he'll go back to Ajax potentially. That could be an option, couldn't it, for him? But yeah, I think Donny will leave. I think him and Ten Hag have such a good relationship that he's not going to keep him at the club if he's not going to play him, I don't think. We've got 700 people watching today, guys. Absolutely incredible. Massive shouts to everybody. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've got a couple of other stories to get through. We are expecting a bid for Rasmus Hojlund to go in the next couple of days, guys. Manchester United are currently in negotiations with Atalanta. The opening bid is believed to be around 45 million plus add-ons. So yeah, hopefully we get that one done. There is a story coming out as well that apparently we had a bid turned down for Amrabat, but I can't find any really, really reliable sources actually reporting it. Manchester Evening News have just put it up, but it looks like it's one of them ones where they report it from somebody else. So Manchester Evening News are reporting that Corriere dello Sport say Manchester United have had an opening bid rejected for Amrabat. It is claimed that Manchester United made an opening bid of 17.7 million for the international. It has been suggested that Fiorentina viewed the Reds' offer as cheeky. So Fiorentina think we're cheeky. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Fabrizio hasn't said this, David Ornstein hasn't said this, so I'm not sure how much legs there are to stand in this bit of news, but anyway, it's a news show. Make of that what you will. Manchester Evening News have got it up on their website that a £17.7 million bid for Amrabat was rejected. I do think we'll get Amrabat, guys, I do, but it's going to cost us more than that. I think they want about £25 million for Amrabat. So yeah, 25 million for Amrabat. I'll take that any day of the week. I really, really will. Red Devils United says, do you think Fred will travel to the US with the squad? I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? When we see the list of people who travel to America tomorrow, that's where we'll get a really good indication of who's going to stay or go. Now, obviously, Tellez has gone. Eric Bailly is not in the squad, so he's effectively gone. We don't know where Eric Bailly is going to go, but maybe to Saudi Arabia. Maybe Eric Bailly will go to Saudi Arabia as well. I could see that happening. So Eric Bailly and Tellez 100% are gone. In relation to Donny and Fred, it just depends what the offers come in, really, doesn't it? Like, they should leave the club, and if they have any ambition, especially Donny, maybe not so much Fred. Like, Fred actually played quite a lot of games last season, didn't he? Donny, if he has any ambition, should 100% leave the club. It hasn't worked for him. I was really excited about him, but it just hasn't worked, has it? So somebody in the chat has asked a really good question, which I will read out, and I'll ask for you guys' opinions as well. They say, why can't we win the league next season? It wouldn't take 3 years to win it. What does everyone think about that statement? So somebody in the chat says, why can't we win the league next season? It won't take us 3 years to win it. Great question. Difficult question to answer, but I will try and answer it. So guys, how many years do you think it will take for us to win the Premier League? I said 3 years earlier on in the show. I don't know. I just think that all the other teams around us are really, really strengthening. Arsenal have just signed Declan Rice, Timber and Kai Havertz, and they look like they're going to buy more players. Manchester City are quiet at the moment, but you know Manchester City are going to go on a madness. You wait until you see who Manchester City sign. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City get like 3 elite players. I really wouldn't. So, and Liverpool are improving, Newcastle are, Aston Villa. I mean, Aston Villa have just bought Pau Torres and Moussa Diaby. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. At this point in time, as Onana hasn't signed yet, I'd say Aston Villa have probably had just as good a transfer window as we have so far. I just think it will take a few years, and I just think putting this much pressure on Erik ten Hag at this stage doesn't really get us anywhere. Obviously, I'm not saying you can't, have high expectations, but you've got to think, we came off the back of the worst Premier League season ever. Erik ten Hag comes in, he gets us 3rd place in the league and wins us a trophy and gets us to the FA Cup final. He overachieved. There is no doubt about that. He absolutely did an incredible job, and hats off to him. But for us to then say he's going to win the Premier League next season, I just think that's a bit premature for me personally. Rival fans will say, oh, he spent 200 million on Casemiro and Antony. He's got to win the Premier League. But people who say stuff like that on Twitter, I'm not trying to be rude, but they are just a bit thick, realistically, at the end of the day, innit? Like, it's not Erik ten Hag's fault that John Murtough and Richard Arnold spent £200 million on 2 players, is it? When you see how many players Arsenal have got in the last 3 years since Mikel Arteta's been there, right? Arsenal have signed 25 new players since Mikel Arteta took over, and they've spent about 600 million. We've signed like 3 players. I know they've all been for lots and lots of money, but what my point here is, guys, is we still need probably 4 or 5 first-team players, I think, to win the Premier League. We probably need a first-choice right-back. We probably need another centre-back to compete with Varane, because he can't play every single game. We need another world-class midfielder. We need a world-class striker. We arguably need another world-class winger. Like, we probably need 3 or 4 more world-class players, I think, to actually win the Premier League. That's my opinion on it. That's just comparing with everybody else in the league. The league is so difficult, guys. You have to remember that. The league gets more and more difficult every single year. Everyone around us is getting better. Tottenham are going to be better next season. Chelsea are going to be better. Liverpool will be. Newcastle will. Aston Villa, Brighton. Like, it isn't easy to win the Premier League. It's so difficult. And I just don't think we're there yet. I don't. I think even if we sign Onana, Mason Mount, Amrabat and Rasmus Hojlund, I'm not going to be sat here in a month's time in my prediction. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Let me just throw this out now, all right? Think of this what you will. Say I'm deluded, whatever. Rival fans will think I'm deluded. You guys will probably understand. But if we sign Mason Mount, Amrabat, Onana and Rasmus Hojlund, my expectation will still be top 4. Okay? Maybe second. Maybe I'd say my expectation is second. But there is no way on earth with those 4 signings I'm going to say we're going to win the league. No way. I'd say there was probably a 20% chance of us winning the league with those 4 signings, in my opinion. I just think we need to give people time. I do. We gave Ollie too much time, but Erik ten Hag in his first season has won a trophy, our first trophy in 5 years. He got us to another final, and he got us 3rd in the league. Like, he deserves the time. So I think us going into the season saying, oh, he needs to win the league, he should win the league, I just think it's too premature for me personally. But obviously, if you guys have a different opinion, do let me know in the comment section below. Are you expecting Manchester United to win the league next season? Is that your anticipation, or are you just aiming for top 4? I would like us to win a cup next season. I would like us to win the FA Cup, I think, and I would like us to get top 4. Those are my expectations for the season. This is a great question again. Red Devils United says, who do you think has the better midfield, Arsenal or United? So let's just break it down really quickly. So Arsenal's midfield is Declan Rice, Odegaard, and I assume it'll be Kai Havertz. So whose midfield's better, guys? Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Kai Havertz, or Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Mount? I'm not going to lie, guys. I take Manchester United's midfield. I do. I think Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, and Casemiro are better than Arsenal's midfield. I do. I genuinely think that. Like, how many trophies has Casemiro won? Bruno is better than Odegaard. Let's not joke, guys. Odegaard's had 1 good season. Bruno's been good for the last 3 seasons. Kai Havertz is pretty rubbish, isn't he, really? Mason Mount, I think, is better than Kai Havertz. So, yeah, I take our midfield any day of the week. I mean, I could be sat here in a year's time and Arsenal could win the league and I could look like a right idiot, but that's just my opinion at this moment in time. So, yeah, we'll have to see if I'm right or wrong. But do let me know in the comment section, guys, whose midfield do you think is better, Arsenal or Manchester United? I have gone with Manchester United. But, yeah, that was a great question. Thank you for that one. Jomo says, we'll never win the league if the Glazers stay. Now, that is a great question. Should we do a poll on that one? Let's do a poll really quickly. So let's read out the results of the last poll. So 76% of you think it's more important to win the Premier League, which I agree with. Let's do another poll really quickly. We've got 10 minutes left of the show, guys. So do make sure to smash a like on the video do make sure to smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. What was the question? I completely lost my trail of thought. Somebody's asking about why Onana is not having a medical at Carrington. The thing you've got to remember, mate, is all of the players and the staff are in Edinburgh for the pre-season match. So I don't know why, but he's having it in Birmingham apparently. Maybe it's just easier logistically. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't have the answer to that question. I have completely forgotten what I was going to set the poll up as, which is kind of embarrassing, but yeah, I can't remember what the poll was. Somebody's asking where I can watch the Man United match. We will be doing a watch along on this channel at 1:30 p.m. UK time. Right, this was the question. Okay, so the question is, right, this is the second topic of the show. Will Manchester United ever win the Premier League with Glazers ownership? All right, this is the question, all right, guys? So it's a really simple one. It's a yes or no one. The question is, somebody asked this in the chat, or kind of somewhat asked it. They said, do you guys think that Manchester United will ever win the Premier League under the Glazer ownership? Now, this is a bit of a trick question because Manchester United have already won the league under the Glazers before. I think our last league trophy was with the Glazers, but this was when their father was owning the club before he died, I believe. So it is a bit of a trick question. Excuse me. It is a bit of a trick question because we have won the Premier League under the Glazers already. But what I more mean is, will we win the Premier League in the future with the Glazers? Yeah, somebody says we already have. I know that. I should have worded it better. But I know we've already won the Premier League with the Glazers. But will we win the Premier? Somebody said in the comment section, we will never win the Premier League under the Glazers, which we have done already. But I thought I would ask the question: do you guys think we will win the Premier League under the Glazers again? Can I edit the poll? No, I can't edit it. I can't edit it, but you get the picture. I'm going to say... Do you know what, guys? I'm going to be really, really controversial here, and 70% of you disagree with me at the moment. I think we can. I genuinely do. I want them to go. I want them out of the club, 100%. There's no doubt about that. But I think with Erik ten Hag, anything is possible. He worked miracles last season. I honestly do believe... I'm trying to be positive, and I honestly believe this. I'm not just saying this. I honestly believe that with Erik ten Hag, I'm not saying next season, but I honestly do think there's a chance we could win the Premier League with the Glazers still at the club. I do. Because it's not just on the Glazers, guys. It's about the people who are behind the scenes. It's about the recruitment. It's about if stuff changed, if stuff got better, I think it's possible. If it carries on the way it is, then no, I don't think we will. But at some point, I do think they will have to kind of change things up. And you like if they bring in a proper director of football, etc., etc. Yeah, like I do think it's possible that we could win the Premier League with Erik ten Hag as the manager and the Glazers as the owners. I do. Anything's possible. Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, guys, as Braden says in the chat, like, we're only going to win the league if others slip, okay? I don't think we can go head-to-head with Manchester City on 100 points. When we used... I'm not taking anything away from Sir Alex Ferguson, all right? But when we used to win the Premier League, you know, year after year, you only needed like 80, 85 points to win the Premier League, right? Whereas now, Manchester City get 100 points pretty much every season. Like, it's a completely different level. It is. It's so much more difficult now than it was probably 10 years ago. But yeah, I do think we could win it. I do. But it would be kind of like a Leicester City one where other teams don't do very well and, you know, we kind of capitalise on that. I don't think we could go head-to-head with City in a 100-point season and win it. I really, really don't, personally. But as always, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you are thinking. Kelvin says, don't say it out loud, Kieran. They might hear you and stick around. Yeah, imagine that, guys. Imagine if the Glazers are watching now and they say, oh, this random guy from the UK who talks in his house about football says that he thinks we can win the Champions League or the Premier League with us. Let's stay. I mean, imagine. Probably not going to happen, is it? I do still think that they're going to leave, though, guys. I'm not going to talk about the takeover because it literally bores the hell out of me, to be completely honest with you. But I do think they will go. I'm glad that nobody in the chat is asking about the takeover as well, because honestly, like a couple of weeks ago, the only thing people wanted to talk about was the takeover, and it was so boring. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, obviously, I'll talk about it because like that's what you guys wanted. But yeah, I'm happy that we're talking about other stuff now. And yeah, right. Let's read out a few more of your questions. We've got 5 minutes left of the video, guys. Make sure to smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. That comment then that just came in, I thought that comment, Sajiv, I thought your comment was, what's the latest news on the takeover? And I was thinking, oh my God. But he says, what's the latest news on the on Amrabat. So in relation to Amrabat, guys, apparently he is desperate for the move to Manchester United. That's what's being reported. But Manchester United will not move for him until either Fred or Donny van der Beek go. Fiorentina want £25 million for the player. So I do think this one will happen. Liverpool are also interested in him, but Liverpool are Liverpool also want Lavia. So I think Liverpool will go for Lavia and we will get Amrabat. All right, that's a good question as well. I'm going to get one more poll going, one final poll of the chat, guys. We've got 5 minutes left, but I'll do one final poll, okay? So the results of the last poll, 68% of you think that we will not win the Premier League under the Glazers again, and 32% say yes, okay? I'll get rid of that one. So the final question of the show today, guys, is going to be, how far will Manchester United go in the Champions League? Thank you for whoever in the chat mentioned this. I think that's a great question. Group stage, round of 16, last 8. I think I can only do 4 further than last 8. All right, so the question is, guys, how far do you expect Manchester United to go in this season's Champions League? Where's my poll gone? Can you see the poll there, guys? I just set up the poll, but it seems to have disappeared. Let me know if you can see the poll. No, it's not there. Weird. Let me set it up again. I don't know what happened there. I set it up and then it just disappeared. So I do apologize for that. Give me 1 second. How far? Maybe you can only do a certain amount of polls per video. Yeah, there you go. The poll's up there now, guys. Apologies for that. So the question is, how far? I mean, I've written it so quickly that it's worded terribly, but you get the picture. How far will Manchester United go in the Champions League? I'm going to go with, I think we'll get through the group stage. I don't think we'll end up in the Europa. I mean, that's the worst case scenario, isn't it? If we get knocked out and end up in the Europa League. I think we'll get through the group stage and I think we'll get to the last 8. That's my prediction. But yeah, do let me know. All right, the poll already exists. I don't know. Anyway, the poll is there, guys. Do let me know. Somebody says, when is the Champions League draw done? That's a great question. Let me check that for you. When is the... I think it's quite soon. Maybe August? I mean, they're still qualifying, aren't they? Yeah, they're still doing the qualifiers at the moment, guys. So the group stage is on the 31st of August. So yeah, in about a month's time, we'll find out who we are playing in the Champions League, which I'm really, really excited about. I love going to Old Trafford and watching Champions League matches. I went to a few Europa League matches, and it was, honestly, it was pretty... it just isn't the same, is it? To hear that Champions League music. I was at the game when Ronaldo scored. Was it against Villarreal in the last second? Remember that game? Not last season, the season before. Yeah, I was at that one, and honestly, that was one of the best games I've been to. Like, everybody was just, the whole way back from the ground to kind of Manchester, everyone was just singing the Viva Ronaldo song, like, over and over again. It was so good. So let's have a look. So in relation to the poll at the moment, 40% of you think we'll get to the last 8, which I agree with. I think the last 8 is realistic. Ten Hag has had quite good luck in the Champions League before, didn't he? He got to the semi-final, didn't he? Against Tottenham. Ajax against Tottenham. But yeah, all right, how are we doing? Right, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. It's been an absolutely incredible stream today. We've had over 700 people watching live, which is absolutely unbelievable. Please make sure to smash a like on the video as you leave, and please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. We are live every single day at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. UK time, but today we will be live as well for an extra show at 1:30 p.m. UK time for the live watch along for Manchester United versus Lyon. Thank you again to everybody who's been here this morning. As I said, please smash a like, please subscribe on your way out, and I'll catch you guys later. Lots of love. Peace out.